Welcome back. The woman whose hand was severed in a lift accident yesterday is said to be in stable condition. The victim is in her 80s and the incident took place at a block of HDB flats in Jurong. The local town council said this was the fourth complaint about that particular lift in the past 6 months. Of the previous 3 complaints, one was about the lift door opening too slowly, while the other 2 were related to the lift breaking down. Now, technicians had carried out checks and found the lift to be functioning normally. The Town Council also says all the 1,800 lifts that it manages have the same key safety features, and these include photo ray sensors that can detect movement and obstruction. The lifts are also serviced every month.
Normally, we will focus on lifts which actually have more than 2 breakdowns in a month, the same particular lift. So in this case, we take 4 spread over 6 months, so it is still below that number. But of course, not forgetting that even if it's a fewer number, we must look at the severity of the feedback and the fault detected by the lift company. In this case, there was no major fault.
Well, after yesterday's accident, the victim's hand could not be reattached. A specialist hand surgeon tells us that several factors must be considered, including how the amputation happened and the age of the patient.
As lift doors are wide and the force is not really great, so you have a big area of crush. So the area of crush is not replantable, you have to take it off. Then you put the areas which are not crushed back to the proximal stump, which is not crushed. So you have to really clear off an area where the tissue is not viable, and then put it back. So the arm is actually shortened. Even a young person might suffer unduly because of surgery of this magnitude. An 80-year-old, serious consideration is that you do life before limb.
Dr. Tan said reattaching fingers is less complicated. Anything above the wrist involves a bulk muscle which is susceptible to blood loss, and reattaching dead muscle would cause infection and multi-organ failure. Another consideration is that nerve recovery slows down with age. Now, the elderly woman had returned home from walking her dog, which was found hanging by its leash outside the lift. She was inside. Luckily, the animal did survive. An expert shares with us some of the do's and don'ts when getting in and out of a lift with a dog. Some dog owners who use retractable leashes leave it in an unlocked mode, allowing their dogs to run around even as they wait for the lifts to arrive, said President for Action for Singapore Dogs, Ricky Yeo. This leaves the dog lagging behind as owners enter the lifts. Instead, Mr. Yeo suggested that owners practice what is called a standard lift protocol. It involves keeping their pet pooches secure by their side.
By this, we have a reference where the dog's front legs are aligned with your body. So in this case, with your dogs in this position, you're in a stable position. The leash should be kind of secure, not slack. This is to prevent the dog from jumping or lunging, especially when the doors open. When you enter the lift, you must ensure that you enter the lift together with your dog, side by side. This is to prevent, again, any kind of freak incidents where if your dog enters first and the lift door suddenly closes.
He said owners should avoid winding the leash around their hands.
If you do that, and for example, you get into the lift first and your dog's lagging behind, and for some reason the lift doors close before your dog gets in, right? And when that lift starts to move, the owner may not have time to start to unwind or to remove the leash from the hand.
Meanwhile, pet owners we spoke to shared some of the safety precautions that they take upon entering the lifts with their dogs.
I think you must walk with your dog properly, control your dog properly. Then you don't go into the phones or emails, then or SMS.
Of course, I have to ensure the dog enters the lift first before I do, because as human, I can only be the one controlling whether the lift door stays open or closed.
Some other dog owners have also suggested carrying their pets when they enter the lift.